Hey guys, before today's video, I have something exciting to announce. I have started to make shirts. They are available for sale now. Initially, I have two designs. The first one is this one I'm wearing, the Shelby GT350R. And the second one is this one, the Lamborghini Aventador Sv. It's got my logo on the back right there. I chose a pretty good quality shirt. I didn't want to sell something that I wouldn't personally want to own and wear. I'm very, very happy with how they turned out. Really excited about them. I will include the link to purchase them below. There's a website. Also, if you have any suggestions or requests of cars you'd like to see, designs, send me a message or comment below. Constantly working on new ones. Thanks, guys. Today, let's talk about the best cars of the 2019 Chicago Auto Show. I was there about a week ago at the media preview. They had a lot of really cool cars on display, some pretty significant debuts of new cars too. So let's talk about a couple of the ones that I was the most interested in seeing and I was most excited about. Now, this is not a completely comprehensive list. There are some cars that I saw there and I made videos of that I'm not going to talk about today, like the new Super Duty. I made a video about that one. Also, like the new refresh Subaru Legacy. These ones are a little more towards my interest that I think are the best cars of the 2019 Chicago Auto Show. So in no particular order, we will start with the Range Rover Evoque. So the full name is the Land Rover Range Rover Evoque. They did a completely new car and a new architecture, new styling, powertrain changes, new interior. It's a pretty big deal. Land Rover has three lines, if you're not familiar. You've got the Range Rover line, you have the Discovery, and then you have the Defender. There's a new Defender coming, which I am very, very excited to see. But with the Range Rover Evoque, so it's newer, it's actually increased in size slightly, very slightly. I loved how they were touting how it's like 6% more rear storage space in the trunk. So it's like, I don't know how much you're going to be able to tell with 6%. Maybe it'll fit like one more tennis ball. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that much bigger. The dimensions of the car are largely the same, but it has been updated styling wise. It looks like the Velar now. It's kind of like a baby Velar. I think it looks really nice. It's still kind of tiny. I don't really fit in the back seat. It has some of the really cool new technology that kind of trickles down through the whole Range Rover lineup. It uses these cameras, I forget what it's called, it's like Clear Sight or something. It makes the front hood disappear. So on the screen there, you can see where your wheels are. If you're off-roading, or I mean, if you're parking, you can actually see where your wheels are going and see through the hood. It's pretty cool technology. You also have something where for the rear view mirror, if it's blocked by stuff in the back or people, it uses a camera to project it out there. Now that's not anything particularly new. Cars have had that out there, but I thought something that was cool was the camera has a much wider, because it uses probably some sort of fisheye lens effect, a much wider field of view than a conventional just you would be able to see with the mirror, so you can see out wider. Overall though, this is going to be really important for Land Rover, Range Rover. The Evoque is obviously, as the entry-level vehicle, one of the best-selling ones because it's the most affordable. Land Rover announced they've lost a good amount of money the last year, so they're really going to need this to do really well with the brand new Evoque. Moving on, we can talk about some supercars and hypercars. There was a supercar gallery, which I believe all the cars are sourced from local dealers. Perillo, I think Mclaren Chicago had some cars there. But there was an SVJ on display, and they had a Sheeran. The SVJ, it was just plain cool. This is my first time getting to see one in person. I've seen dozens of Aventador SVs, but as the brand new one, the SVJ, I haven't been lucky enough to see one yet until last week, and wow, I liked it a lot in person. Initially in pictures, I was like, okay, obviously it's going to be cool. It's an Aventador SV version. I wasn't a huge fan of the two little nostrils on the hood, on the front bumper area for the ALA system. But, I mean, seeing it in person, it's just so extreme. The massive wing out back, all the carbon fiber. The one at the auto show was this, like, satin green color. It was very, very cool. And then sitting right next to it was a Bugatti Sheeran, finished in full exposed blue carbon. I love on these hypercars with exposed carbon, they line up the weave across every single panel. It's that kind of attention to detail that's amazing. And, I mean, who can say no to seeing a Bugatti Sheeran? It's a multi-million-dollar, 1,500 horsepower, insane top speed car. It's one of the coolest feats of engineering that are out there. In the rest of the supercar gallery, they had some luxury cars, a new Phantom, which is gigantic. They had an Urus, a couple Bentleys, the McLaren 720S, a 570S Spider, a couple Aston Martins. So that was cool to see at the auto show because, I mean, I'm from Michigan. I grew up in Michigan, going to the Detroit Auto Show, and I was there. Hope you guys probably saw some of the videos I made there. And that one was disappointing. It was like empty. There was nothing of this type of caliber. There weren't a lot of supercars or really high-end luxury cars there. So it was really cool to see at the Chicago show. They had a display where they sourced from dealers some very high-end cars there. Oh, Performante Spider. That was very nice to see too. Next up is the new 911. So this was not a new debut. It's been out. I mean, I think people have test drove them. I don't know when they're hitting dealers, but they've been out. But this was my first time getting to see one. I was really excited because Porsche did not come to the Detroit Auto Show. Going to Chicago, I got to sit in a new 992 generation 911. I see it in person too. The styling is all right. I think I prefer the 991.2 personally, but you can't deny the improvements they've made in terms of handling, powertrain, a lot of technology to the brand new 992 generation. There was a very in-depth video where I kind of talk about all the features and the tech stuff. You guys can check that out. But it was nice to see. I was a little disappointed to discover and learn about the fake exhaust tips and see them in person. If you see like the ovals or the tips that are in the bumper themselves, those aren't actual real tips. There's a gap between where the exhaust tip exits out of the muffler and then that, so it's purely decorational. Apparently it's for something with like its cheaper bumper replacement costs, which I guess some people, I don't know if like regulation wise that matters. Either way, that's really lame. It's a 911. I mean, these fake exhaust tips on an SQ5, I was already annoyed. If you guys don't know, the Audi Sq5, which is supposedly a sportier version of the Q5, it's got an S model on it, has these fake tips, and those are even worse. They look like tips on a bumper, but they're just filled with black plastic, and the exhaust tip kind of goes like this, and it just goes whoop, straight down before you hit the bumper. So it's not even remotely a real tip. On a 911, at least it's in the right direction. I'm kind of disappointed about that. Sitting inside the 911 was cool. I don't know if I love all the screens right now. There's so many screens everywhere. Instead of all the circular instrument cluster, like the tachometer, speedometer, everything, it's just one tachometer in the middle, it's analog, and then big screens on the left and right. Kind of, I don't know, I'm starting to feel nostalgic about the previous, more analog interiors. There was a lot of debate about the stupid little shifter thing that looks like somebody left a thumb drive plugged in, or looks like a bronze shaver or something for changing between park, reverse, drive, neutral. That I didn't love. You can get a manual transmission to fix that. Somebody made a good point. It was like in a 918, it's this little like knob that's on the dash there. I didn't mind that as much because design-wise, there was nowhere else for a full-size like stock, and it was just part of the whole hybrid, crazy hypercar thing. On a 911, I'm not a big fan of how it looks, but I mean, it'll be great. Really looking forward to driving a new 911. It was nice to see it in person at the Chicago Auto Show. Porsche stand was pretty cool. They didn't bring any GT3, GT3 RS, GT2 models. There was a GT2 RS there last year, but this year, just a couple of the 992 Carreras, some Macan Cayennes. There was a brand new Panamera GTS Sport Turismo, the wagon, so that was really cool. I liked that car a lot, but no crazy high-end GT2 or GT3 models, which was a little bit disappointing, but I was just happy they showed up because they don't come to Detroit anymore. Next up is the Lexus LC Inspiration Series. So the LC, I think, almost gets forgotten by a lot of people because it's not one of the big German coupes. I like that car a lot. It still has a naturally aspirated V8 that makes like 471 horsepower. It's a 5-liter V8. Not many cars come with naturally aspirated engines, let alone like a big like luxury coupe like that. They're mostly forced induction. Inspiration Series meant it came with, well, it was yellow. They're all going to be, it's called like flare yellow. It has a lot of flake to it. It looks really cool. Standard with the nice wheels. On the inside, it's got these big yellow inserts on the door panels and yellow trim on the suede seats. And there's like carbon fiber all over the place, like a carbon fiber plaque. It's a limited edition vehicle. They are only building, I think, 200 of them. It's typical same powertrain, so it's not upgraded there. It just kind of like makes it look really nice. It's right around $100,000. I like it a lot. I think the LC could be a really cool daily driver. It looks amazing. It's got some good technology. There are some practicality defects. Me and my friend were playing around with it. The trunk is tiny. It's insanely shallow. It's almost, I don't know if you could fit a full-size suitcase in the trunk of the LC. So as a GT luxury coupe, it really falls short there. But I want to say it's one of the best looking ones out there. It looks amazing. There is an LCF coming though, so apparently it's gonna have a 600 horsepower twin turbo V8, which that excites me. So that would be pretty awesome. But the LC Inspiration Series they debuted at the Chicago Auto Show, it was really eye-catching, bright yellow. I thought that was really cool. One of my favorite cars to see there. The last one is the Mazda Miata 30th Anniversary Edition. This one is also a bright color. It's bright orange. I think I'm going to call it Racing Orange is the color available. And it's to obviously celebrate 30 years of the Mazda Miata. 30 years ago, the Miata debuted at the Chicago Auto Show. Funnily, also 30 years ago, the NSX first debuted at the Chicago Auto Show. So they both did their 30th like celebrations. Mazda actually did a special edition car, which they've done before. It sold out in like, I don't know, a couple hours. We were at the show and they told us about like the site to go on to pre-order them. It's like $500 deposit to get yourself a 30th anniversary because it is limited. 3,000 worldwide, I think 500 coming to America. Sold out in a couple hours. We were checking every couple minutes to see how there was a counter, like how many were remaining and everything. So that was cool to see that come out. Powertrain wise, it's pretty much the same as the regular Mazda Miata. There are special things they were adding, obviously I've mentioned like 5 times, it's orange. Raised 17-inch wheels, they're like matte black, those are special. It's got upgraded brakes, I think they were Brembos, and then yellow, orange piping on the seats and on like trim and stitching on the inside to kind of match the exterior. You get a little plaque telling you have your special limited edition Mazda Miata, and happily the pricing isn't crazy high, so it's pretty much similar to like a Mazda Miata Club level, I think. And apparently the RF version of the 30th anniversary is only $10 more than the equivalently equipped Club vehicle. So it's pretty much the same price, and you get all these added extras. But unfortunately, if you want one, they're sold out. We were debating, like, me and my friend were like, should we split one and just buy one? Like, will these appreciate? We decided probably not. There are 3,000 made. It's not like it's making exceptional powertrain upgrades. Yes, the Miata is a great enthusiast vehicle and there's a lot of following out there, but I don't necessarily think that car is going to like shoot up in value, become super rare and collectible. Either way, it was really cool to see them. They did a cool presentation with the history of the Miata, talking about the enthusiast, the passion around the brand. I personally really like the latest generation Mazda Miata, the MX. It's a lot of fun to drive, especially in manual form. It's a great little car, but yes, now there's a very, very orange 30th anniversary car. So there it is, my favorite cars, I think the best cars of the 2019 Chicago Auto Show. It was a good show. It's really large, a lot of, it's like 2 separate sides of the hall. I did a cool little hyperlapse walk around with the GoPro that show you the entire thing. Land Rover had this little off-road experience. Jeep also did one where you could rode in a Rubicon, showing you how they can disconnect the sway bars and things like that. It's a good show. I felt a lot better than the Detroit show. There were a lot of debuts that happened, different press conferences. It's larger, more automakers showed up. There was cool stuff going on there. I am heading to the New York Auto Show for the first time ever next month. I think it's in April. I think I'm going there for 1 day and then I have to fly to China to see family the day after that. But it is auto show season now. There's some new cars coming out. I've made some videos talking about the Chicago Auto Show. Figured I'd do this one, capitalizing, kind of summarizing all the best cars of the auto show. I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks for watching.